Released in 2005, Wolf Creek now on special edition in both theatrical cuts and unrated cut. I watched it in the unrated cut. Now, Wolf Creek was one of those movies that I thought I had seen, and I think I'd seen some of it a while ago, but actually sitting down and watching it, I found this film, which has garnered a pretty good reputation to be something that was really kind of fun. Surprised by how well it was shot, kind of following three characters. We get Liz, we get Christy, we get Ben. Characters that I've just kind of met who decided to go on a road trip together. They've bought a car, they're going to travel across the country, just see the sights, maybe have a little bit of romance or something, and just work their way through it. And for the first little while, we just spend time with these people, getting to know them a little bit, seeing what makes them tick, understanding them, and knowing that they're there to experience a little bit of the world. And as they decide to travel, they're trying to make it to a certain place, Wolf Creek, and they stop off at a large meteor site, looking in at this wonderful nature paradise and just soaking in what happened here years and years ago. When they go back to their car, they discover that it's just not working. Same thing's happening to all their watches. Ben's told a story about aliens and everything just seems a little bit weird, but it's okay, because luckily a local turns up in the form of Mick, who's going to help them out.
What the bloody hell are you mob doing out here? Scared the shit out of me.
He can take them back to his home where he can help fix their car, get them back on the road, and he does that. He's a great guy, gets them back to his bit, gives them some water and feeds them. And when they wake up, they find themselves tied, bound, and at the whim of Mick, who is a crazed madman that makes his living by killing people, stealing their belongings and cars, and kind of selling them on, making a little bit of money. Now,
Come on, calm down. Listen to Uncle Mike.
I found Wolf Creek to be incredibly fun. I loved the way it was shot. It is definitely fitting with the torture porn movies of the early 2000s. It fits in amongst there. You get some fun performances. You get some brutal deaths, brutality, kills, just generally horrible things being done to human body. And I think a lot of that goes down to John Jarratt, who plays Mick. His almost bumbling, humour-filled character gives way to something far more sinister in the second half of this movie, which really pushes up that creep factor, making it terrifying, making it haunting, making it something that would wake you up with a cold sweat in the middle of the night. The thing about Wolf Creek that I didn't like is the idea that it is actually based on a true story, but it's very fantastical.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
And it kind of wraps it up in an almost inconclusive, horrible manner where it doesn't give you the kind of closure that you're hoping for. But of course there is a sequel to this, and it leads me into maybe wanting to check out the sequel to see where this goes, although I've got a funny feeling it's going to fall into something more familiar in the horror world, you know, the typical kind of slasher movie. Wolf Creek itself has some wonderful cinematography, which I really just kind of loved. It's got some action-packed sequences, particularly a car chase later on, where you see the rear masochistic nature of Mick as he just toys with one of our heroines at this point. It's the brutality, it's the bleak, stark nature of the Australian outback, that wide open space with no one to help. If you get in trouble out there, you are, well, stuck, as we see for many of our characters. And if you're unlucky, you'll meet somebody as unhelpful as Mick is, as he is a brutal killing machine with absolutely no morals whatsoever. I enjoyed Wolf Creek for what it is. It's a good horror movie that kind of slips into the torture porn a little bit. It has some nice characters, it has some lovely cinematography, it is an interesting story, which I feel the last couple of minutes detracts a little bit from the idea of this one, but it's fun. Should I check out the sequel? That's what I want to know. Should I check out Wolf Creek 2? Is it better or worse than this one? I'm sure lots of you people out there have seen it and can let me know in the comment box below. While you're down there, let me know your thoughts on this film as well. There is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and the manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.